The 70s are a milestone many approach with apprehension, anticipating frailty and illness. However, there are also those who, having crossed this threshold, continue to delight in each day, full of energy and movement. This isn't merely a stroke of luck or a genetic gift. The secret lies in a mindful approach to your body and knowledge of how to properly maintain it for many years. It's crucial to understand which exercises are beneficial after 60, which remain effective even after 70, and even which movements are perfectly safe when you're over 80. The body becomes a loyal friend and reliable ally, not an adversary to constantly battle. Yet, one only needs to look around to see that many peers don't even dare to dream of such a lifestyle. Some, barely awake, are forced to take pills for high blood pressure and agonizing arthritis instead of fragrant coffee. For others, knees have weakened so much that they can't even manage a short walk to the nearest store. And what's most surprising is how readily everyone accepts this, as if it's an inherent norm of aging, an inevitable companion of old age. But what if age isn't a sentence at all, but merely a natural consequence of daily habits formed over years? Today, I'm sharing 3 simple yet effective exercises that have become an integral part of my daily routine. These movements require no expensive sports equipment, gym visits, or exceptional physical fitness, making them accessible even to those unfamiliar with the world of sports. Nevertheless, these simple exercises possess surprising power. They help maintain joint flexibility, stimulate blood circulation throughout the body, and most importantly, restore confidence in every movement. The first exercise I perform every morning, right after waking up, is gentle foot rotations. At first glance, this might seem elementary, yet it is the health and mobility of our feet that determine our gait, ease of movement, and even breathing. Our feet are the foundation of our body, its support, and a source of vital energy. In my youth, I didn't attach importance to this or consider such a connection. I wore high heels, danced all night long, paying no attention to tired feet. But with age, alarming signs began to appear. By the end of the day, my feet would swell and ache, and every step felt difficult. Doctors offered standard solutions, compression stockings, and medication. But one day, I met an experienced physical therapist who convinced me that foot health doesn't start with pills, but with regular exercises. Since then, every morning begins with this simple ritual. Sitting on the edge of my bed, I spend a few seconds gently massaging my feet, then perform circular movements. I rotate my feet 5 to 10 times in each direction, slowly and mindfully, feeling each movement. This takes only a couple of minutes, but the effect surpasses all expectations. Within just a month, I felt my feet become lighter, swelling decreased, and circulation improved so much that I could once again walk for long periods without fatigue, enjoying every moment. Human feet are truly the foundation upon which the entire body rests. This area contains hundreds of miniature joints, a complex network of blood vessels, and countless nerve endings. Regular foot movements not only strengthen them, but also activate blood circulation, improve lymph flow, and reduce stress on the spine. Perhaps this might seem too simple and not worth attention, but it's worth trying. There's no need to postpone. You can start right now. Simply sit comfortably, focus on your feet, and begin gentle, unhurried rotations. Allow your body to gradually awaken and fill with energy. It will undoubtedly thank you for it. As an example, consider the story of Gloria, who was already over 70. She led a sedentary lifestyle, suffered from knee pain, and her feet remained cold even in summer heat. She complained about the ineffectiveness of ointments and compresses prescribed by doctors. One day, she was advised to do simple foot movements every morning. At first, she was skeptical, but she decided to try it anyway. To her surprise, after just 2 weeks, she excitedly reported that her feet were warm again, and she was no longer afraid to get up from the couch and walk. This simple exercise returned not only physical ease, but also self-confidence, allowing her to continue living an active life. Thus, small yet consistent actions can truly work wonders. The next exercise is a bit more challenging, yet for many years it has served as a reliable shield against back and lower back problems. This movement easily fits into my morning ritual, performed right in the kitchen while my tea brews. It's well known that over time, the back becomes a source of concern for many. Even if there's no pain at the moment, just a clumsy movement or incorrect lift can cause it to suddenly return. Many people, when faced with this, accept the situation as inevitable, attributing it all to age-related changes. However, I believe that one can not only cope with pain, but actively prevent its onset, avoiding medication and expensive medical procedures. For many years now, I've performed a simple yet incredibly effective exercise every morning, aimed at strengthening the spine and lower back. While the foot warm-up happens in bed, this exercise is done while waiting for my morning tea to brew. It's called the gentle stretch. Here's how to do it. Stand facing a table or kitchen counter, gently grasp the edge with your hands, and take a small step back while leaning forward. It's important to ensure your back forms a straight line from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Remain still in this position, counting to about 20. Avoid sudden movements. Just enjoy the gentle stretch of your spine as tension gradually dissipates. Then, slowly and without haste, return to the starting position. Repeating this movement 3 to 5 times each morning brings noticeable benefits. Previously, such practices didn't capture my attention. I believed my back was strong and resilient enough. In my 40s and even 50s, I could easily carry heavy bags and work tirelessly in the garden. However, as I approached 60, I noticed my lower back increasingly bothering me. Initially, it manifested as a dull ache, but over time, even short periods of gardening required rest. My doctor suggested pain relievers and advised me to avoid physical exertion. However, giving up my beloved gardening seemed unacceptable. I began searching for alternative solutions, and one day, my daughter, who practices yoga, suggested trying a gentle spinal stretch every morning. She believed it would allow me to enjoy gardening again, without any limitations. Initially, I was skeptical, but I decided to give it a try, and within a couple of weeks, I realized that my lower back no longer bothered me as frequently, and gardening once again brought me true pleasure. This exercise truly has a therapeutic effect, as dynamics are crucial for spinal health, and back muscles need to avoid stagnation and receive adequate load. Gentle spinal stretching helps relieve continuous pressure on intervertebral discs and improves blood circulation in all tissues, which leads not only to immediate relief, but also to a noticeable surge of energy throughout the day. The spine is not just a bony structure that supports our body in an upright position. It's a complex channel through which vital nerve fibers and blood vessels pass, ensuring connection between the brain and all organs. Prolonged sitting or uncomfortable postures lead to spinal compression, impaired circulation, and oxygen deprivation in the muscles. This is precisely what causes fatigue and pain, often mistakenly attributed to age-related changes. However, regular stretching helps maintain spinal mobility and flexibility. Back muscles receive more oxygen and nutrients, which reduces fatigue and prevents pain syndromes. Moreover, gentle stretches also contribute to improved posture. A straight back not only visually rejuvenates, but also imparts confidence and vitality. If you doubt the effectiveness or accessibility of this exercise, just try it. Approach a table or kitchen counter, gently grasp the edge, take a small step back and lean forward, allowing your back to gently stretch and feeling a pleasant relaxation. Hold this position, counting to 20. Then slowly return to the starting position. Start with 1 repetition per day, gradually increasing the number of sets to 3 to 5. An example of this exercise's effectiveness is the story of my friend, Molly, who, by the age of 75, was plagued by constant back pain that made it difficult to get up from her chair and dress herself. After a month of regular stretches, she excitedly reported, "I'm no longer afraid to bend down to tie my shoelaces, and for the first time in years, I was able to repot flowers on my balcony by myself." This simple stretch returned not only physical activity, but also the joy of performing ordinary, yet significant actions. Another exercise awaits you, of particular significance, as it aims to significantly improve balance and coordination. It's well known that these qualities tend to weaken over time, often leading to falls and serious injuries, especially in older age. Nevertheless, the movement described is extremely simple to perform, and it will be explained shortly. Next is the third exercise, which has become an integral part of my daily routine. It helps me feel completely confident when climbing and descending stairs, during long walks, and even in everyday home settings. Eager to know what this exercise is? Then let's continue. It's worth noting that when discussing health maintenance after 60, the cardiovascular system, joints, and blood pressure are usually the first things that come to mind. However, few unfortunately pay due attention to how vitally important it is to maintain balance. And yet, it is precisely the loss of balance that is the main cause of most falls, and, consequently, serious injuries in older adults. I'd like to share a personal experience that happened to me at the age of 75. Returning home from the grocery store, I slipped on a rain-slicked road, unexpectedly lost my balance, and fell. Fortunately, I only ended up with a large bruise and a significant fright. But it was on that day that I realized the urgent need for change in my life. My doctor strongly recommended considering exercises aimed at improving balance to avoid serious injuries in the future. After that incident, I actively began searching for the simplest and most effective exercises. Initial attempts included fairly complex yoga poses, but it soon became clear that they weren't quite suitable. I needed something that could be easily done at home, without excessive strain, and most importantly, without the risk of falling again. And soon I found the ideal exercise, which I've been performing every evening for many years. It stands out for its incredible simplicity, absolute safety, and yet high effectiveness. In my practice, I call one remarkable exercise the heron. Here's its essence. Stand near a chair or wall, so you can lean on it if needed. Then, carefully lift one leg and hold your balance for 10 to 15 seconds. Afterward, repeat the exercise for the other leg. It's recommended to perform 3 to 5 sets for each leg. At first glance, this might seem elementary, yet this exercise comprehensively trains the legs, back, and, most importantly, activates brain function. Balance is not just physical stability, but also the result of complex neural activity, where the brain continuously coordinates every movement, sending signals to the muscles. When I first started performing the heron, I could only hold my balance for a few seconds, holding tightly to a chair. My legs trembled, and my body felt uncooperative. However, I didn't give up. I trained daily, and within a month, I was pleased to note that I could calmly stand for 10 seconds. After another 2 months, I could confidently balance on one leg without support. But the most important thing was the positive changes that occurred in my daily life. I became confident climbing stairs, no longer fearing loss of balance, and could walk calmly even on uneven park paths. My posture noticeably improved, and I felt more confident and younger. One day I shared this exercise with my neighbor, Laurie, who was already 80 years old. Laurie rarely left her house because she had a strong fear of falling. "Judy, I'm even afraid to go to the grocery store alone," she confessed. I suggested she practice the heron with me. At first, Laurie didn't believe in its success, but she decided to try anyway. They started practicing every morning, first by the wall, then by a chair. A few weeks later, I was delighted to see Laurie out alone. She smiled and said, "I'm not afraid anymore. It seems I've learned to balance again." Since then, Laurie has resumed her walks and even visits the market independently. Thus, this simple exercise can dramatically change a person's life, restore lost confidence, and offer the opportunity to enjoy every day without fear or limitations. If you, the reader, are currently skeptical, believing the suggested exercise is too elementary and unworthy of attention, I encourage you to conduct an experiment tonight. Standing next to a chair for support, carefully lift one foot off the floor and try to hold your balance for at least 5 seconds, then repeat with the other leg. It's not crucial how many seconds you manage on your first try. The main thing is to take the first step and start moving towards improving your physical condition. It's important to remember that age is not a static number on an ID document, but a dynamic self-perception that is shaped daily. I am genuinely convinced that everyone is capable of feeling confident and joyful at any age. The key is to start taking concrete steps for yourself today. In conclusion, I want to emphasize that I am neither a superhuman nor someone with unique genetic data. I am an ordinary woman who made a conscious decision to pay attention to my physical condition. I don't seek easy solutions or believe in miraculous remedies promising instant results. I believe in simple yet effective actions that anyone can undertake independently. After all, health is the result of daily, albeit small, efforts that one consistently applies, day after day. I wish everyone good health and urge you not to be afraid to move forward. It's important to remember that it's never too late to start a new chapter in your life.